Hey everybody, welcome back to Baby Smart Talk. I hope you had a great week. I definitely did. It was a lot that occurred this week, but it has been a great week. And then, as you see, I have on my favorite team for the NFL, that is. And that win, y'all, let's talk about it a little bit before I get going into this video. That win yesterday was phenomenal. It was heart-wrenching. It was cardiac arresting. It was, what else did some people say? Oh my gosh, I cannot even think of what else people were saying that that game actually caused, because it was a little bit, it was nail-biting, stressful. It's so many other words. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is that we got the W. It's Chicago. So, all right, y'all, let me get off that high horse about that team winning. But back to what we're going to talk about this week. And like I said, I hope everyone had a great week. So today, y'all, we're going to talk a little bit about mom guilt. And it's not just mom guilt. I'm calling it mom guilt because I am a mom and I've experienced it, but I'm pretty sure dads experience it, grandparents may experience it, anybody that's standing in that parental figure position, they may experience it. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. And you may see me glancing over. Y'all know I got my notes because I cannot remember all this stuff. Let's see here. So just for an example, have y'all ever just laid in bed replaying everything you did as a parent that day? Listen, I have definitely done it. So if so, this video is definitely for you. So yeah, just stay tuned. So mom guilt is common, but it doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. So even if it may feel like it, even if it makes you go on an emotional roller coaster, it doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong, okay? So what we're going to talk about, what exactly is mom guilt? So mom guilt is that quiet voice that says, I should be doing more. Or maybe I need to be a little bit more patient. Or I should have took off of work and been more present. It's so many different things that you will say. But just because it may feel like guilt, it doesn't mean that it's truth. It often means that you care really deeply about your children, your child, or whatever it is that you're doing. So, you know, that it'll come in different waves as well. So some of the ways that mom guilt could come in, it could come in from a multitude of things. So as of right now, currently, a lot of times, even with talking with people, you may see it because people are trying to compare lives. This social media highlights real stories, social media portrayal for some people, not everybody, but some are portraying to have more than they actually do, or making it as if they're more successful than they really are. So it may cause other parents to look at themselves and start to compare and feel like, oh, I got to do more. I got to be more. I got to put on for social media. When in reality, you really don't, because it's about living in reality, y'all. So, I mean, some people do get caught up in the social media aspect, but we are living in reality. So, well, in my household, we are. Another way that mom guilt can come about is through generational expectations. So you may feel like, wait a minute, my mom or my granny or my grandma did it this way and I'm supposed to do it this way. But at the end of the day, as a parent, you're going to learn to do it your way, and not be so hard on yourself if you're not doing it the way that your grandma, your grandpa, your mom or your dad did it. So you'll end up learning that you know, it's the way that's comfortable for you as a parent. And then just trying to do everything perfect as parents, because that does happen sometimes. You can get caught up in like, oh, wait, I didn't do that good enough, or I wasn't perfect enough with that. Listen, we were never meant as a parent to be under a microscope. We were never meant to parent under a microscope, rather. But it does happen at times. So some signs that you're doing better than what you think. I would say personally, for me, one of the most important signs is my children talking to me and telling me. So last month, for an example, my daughter called me while she was at work. Everybody knows she went back to college, so I have some mom guilt about that. Like, did I not spend enough time with her? So yeah, just getting back on the topic, y'all. So my daughter called me one night, and she worked midnights before she went back to college. And she was just talking to me, and she was just telling me, Mom, you did a great job. I couldn't have asked for a better mother. She was just saying things like, you're perfect in my eyes. And I'm like, girl, thank you so much. It warmed my heart. But at the same time, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get my notes back up. At the same time, I'm like, I am far from perfect, honey. Mommy done made a lot of mistakes. But I'm grateful to God that you could see the things that I did, that the sacrifices that I made, that was positive toward you being a better person, and also for me to be a better person and a better parent and a better mom. So I really appreciated that. And then coming from the second baby, who's a toddler, so I had the grown baby tell me this, and then my toddler the very next day or so was like, Mom, I'm getting ready for work. He like, Mom, you're so pretty. You're so beautiful. And I love you. Y'all, listen. If that doesn't make you feel like you doing better than what you think you are, I don't know what does, or what is going to make you feel like it's something that's better than that. Because having your children tell you and express that love to you, it's unexplainable. It's like it's priceless, basically. And then another thing is this as well. A few other factors is that your child will feel safe with you. They will feel like they can come to you and talk to you about anything. Also being able to just laugh and be themselves freely. Not feeling like they have to be somebody you want them to be, but just be who they are. And then also, when things may happen in life, it could be first loves that's upsetting, so-called friends that disappoint them, bad grades or not getting the grades they want, not doing well in sports. I mean, it's been so many different things and different factors that I've went through with my children in particular, but seeing them being able to recover after the hard moments, the hard experiences, that's a sign as well that you're doing better than what you think. So secure children, they don't need perfect parents, because as I stated before, nobody is perfect, but they do need that consistent love from their parents and care from their parents and empathy. That's important as well. So, okay, let's see what we're going to talk about next. So we're going to look at rearranging the guilt. So instead of asking, did I do enough? Let's ask ourselves, was my child loved today? Did they have everything that they needed? Were they supported? Did I support them to the best of my ability? So those are some ways that we can look at, reframing the guilt instead of always looking at all the negative and being so hard upon ourselves, because progress matters more than perfection. All right, and then the last part I want to talk about is basically just some resetting tips. So I'm trying to remember. Did I say that when my children come in, I have that open door policy where they can talk. So if I didn't, I'm going to say it now. I have an open door policy where my children, with my daughter especially, because she's grown now, but when she was younger, I had it where if you need to talk to me about something, come on in. Go ahead, say whatever it is you're going to say. I'm going to keep my composure. I don't care if I'm boiling in the inside, which sometimes I could have been. But I would let her go ahead, express herself, talk, and then I would just calmly, address the situation. So some practical reset tools and tips that I would give some parents, whether you're a new parent or you've been parenting for years, is sometimes we got to pause before we have that self-criticism, because we sit up here and we'll dog ourselves out more than anybody. We'll be harder on ourselves as parents and as people in general, harder on ourselves than mostly anybody else will be on you. So I would say just pause and self-reflect. Think about the pros and the cons of whatever the situation is. And then speak to yourself like you would a friend. You know how we give our friends advice? Give yourself that same advice. And don't just give yourself that advice, actually implement it. And then remember that repair is powerful and rest is productive. It's going to help you to have a clearer mind and just be able to deal with the situations as they come a little bit better. Because when you're restless, oh my goodness. You may find yourself having some mom guilt for real then, because you probably, you may say some things or be irritable. So yeah, rest is definitely important, and it's important to be productive, with having that rest. So if you're carrying any guilt, it doesn't mean that you're failing, okay? It doesn't mean that, because like I said, we're not perfect. It means that you care, and not every parent is going to fall into that. And that already makes you a good parent, because like I said, not every parent will do that. So if this video gave you a breath of relief today, subscribe and join me here weekly at BabySmartTalk, and know that you are not alone. We are in this together. Have a great day.